This happened when I was 17, during my last year of high school. I was the kind of kid who liked to stay late, drawing, painting, just existing in my own quiet world. The art room was my escape. Our school was built in the late 1980s. It always felt old, the kind of old that creaks, hums, and seems to breathe after hours. Most nights, the only other person still in the building was the janitor.
His name was Eli. I only ever saw him in passing. He was tall, maybe in his late 60s, always wearing the same gray uniform and beat-up work boots. He never really talked to anyone, but he always smiled when you walked by. I'd see him pushing his cart from room to room, humming to himself. There was something peaceful about it, comforting even, until one night in early November.
It was the night before a big project was due. Everyone else had gone home, and I was still in the art room, working on a sculpture. Outside, the halls were dark. At around 8:30, the overhead lights started to flicker. I figured it was the old wiring again. But then, I heard footsteps. Slow, heavy, rhythmic. They stopped just outside the art room door.
I froze. Then the door creaked open just an inch, and someone whispered, "You shouldn't be here." My heart dropped. It was Eli's voice. Before I could say anything, the door closed again.
I told myself it was just him being weird, maybe worried about getting in trouble for letting a student stay late. But something felt off. I packed up my things and stepped into the hallway. The lights buzzed faintly, and down at the far end, I saw the janitor's cart. A mop leaned against it, but there was no one there. "Mr. Eli?" I called out. No answer. Only the faint dripping of water echoing down the hall.
I started walking toward the exit. Every classroom I passed was pitch black, except one, the custodial closet. The door was cracked open, and the light inside flickered. I hesitated. Then I looked inside. It smelled like bleach and rust. There were mops, rags, and shelves of cleaning supplies, all normal stuff. But what made my stomach turn was the photo taped to the mirror. It was an old black and white picture of the school staff from decades ago. The janitorial team stood in the front row, and there he was, Eli. Same face, same kind eyes. But written under his name was a date, Eli Warren, 1987, the year the school opened, and the year, well, he died in an accident during construction. I stepped back, heart racing. Someone was coming down the hall. Wet footprints appeared on the tiles, one after another, leading straight toward me. I backed into the closet. From the crack of the door, I saw a figure moving under the flickering light, tall, slow, pushing a mop, and softly humming. I tried to stay silent. Then the humming stopped. The handle of the mop scraped against the floor, and a voice whispered right by the door, "You left a mess in the art room." I bolted, ran through the hallways, past the lockers, past the empty cafeteria, until I hit the main doors. They were locked. I yanked at them until one finally gave way, and I sprinted into the parking lot, not daring to look back. The next morning, I told the principal what happened. He said there hadn't been a night janitor scheduled for weeks. They had been hiring to fill the position since Eli passed away. They say he slipped on wet paint during construction and never made it out. Now, sometimes after dark, the custodier cart rolls on its own, and the faint smell of bleach fills the halls.
I don't stay late anymore because every time I pass that closet, I still hear it. The sound of a mop dragging across the floor.